Morning, everybody. Mike from PSK Performance here on my drive into the shop this morning. Somebody asked me a question the other day, and it was, how did you get into owning your own business, especially at such a relatively young age? And I can answer that, and that is, after years of working in different shops, and especially working for a dealership. I used to work for Honda for a long time. I couldn't stand dealership politics anymore. The politics and the fight between 10 different technicians for flat rate work, and, this guy gets too many states, this one gets fed all the work. Sorry, it's really sunny. Thank God, right? I had no problem making money as a flat rater. I loved it. I made good money. But I didn't feel good going to work every day because they got rid of our raises for tenure. You only got a raise if you got a higher flat rate tier. So the only way you're going to make more money to pay your bills was to sell. Sometimes you had to sell things that people didn't really need. And that, to me, digs at my moral compass here. I wanted a shop that was honest and true. We're here to help people because we understand these vehicles that people are driving every day. So, just like how people have to have faith in their doctor, we are the doctor to their car. You have to have faith in us, and you don't want to screw that up by lying to them to make $4 extra on an air filter that they didn't need, or selling them a service that they had just gotten done somewhere else, but you said that it wasn't good enough. I started out in the car audio department of Best Buy, in the automotive field actually, and then I made my way to Rosedale Technical for some training. That's where I met my good friend now, Paul Danner, Mr. Scanner Danner on YouTube. Follow his page. I'll try to put his link in the description of this video. And also, I was in school with Tommy Wolfe from Positive Lead Diagnostics, who happens to be my cousin. At Rosedale, they really helped us hone in the skills that you needed for the real world, but nothing beats experience at all, nothing. And I'll say that flat out to anybody. So I left Best Buy whilst in school and started at a small mom and pop shop called Whitehall Automotive, working for a mean little German man that was one hell of a mechanic. He taught me how to do things. He said, this is how you do your work so it's presentable and it's worth the $70 an hour we ask from our customers, down to the way we cut zip ties. The direction of the cotter pin that we put in that ball joint or tie rod end to make everything look good and professional. From Whitehall Automotive, I moved to Warp Speed Motorsports, which is now called Eurospeed Motor Works, which was a Porsche and European specialty shop here in Pittsburgh, ran by a Porsche master technician. I worked for him for a good while, got so much experience. I could not ask for anything better than walking into work one day, working on a 71 Rolls-Royce Corniche, or coming into work on a 928 or a 944 or a 996, or even a Honda Civic. We worked on all kinds of things. Lamborghini, Lotus, Aston Martin, you name it. So from there, I got hired at Honda, and I worked my way up through Honda, and I became a real company boy, and I wanted to get master certified. So I went to school in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I lived there for probably 2 months total, going out for a week at a time for training. I was a few classes away from master certified by the time I left Honda, and what happened was like I told you before, I got so sick of it not being about fixing people's cars anymore. It became all about the money, and it didn't matter how you screwed the pooch, So I ended up leaving and starting PSK Performance. Oh, excuse me. started PSK in the evenings. I worked at Honda during the day for about a month. And I ended up getting into a argument with the owner of the dealership I worked for because he saw a Honda transmission fluid flush sign outside of my shop. Fair enough, but I think there's enough Hondas in the world for two shops to work on them, But I understood the conflict of interest there, and I told him that I will be leaving the dealership as soon as we find someone to replace me and for me to train them properly. And we made a deal. That time came at the end of the year in, I believe, 2013, 12 or 13. It's hard to remember now. Oh, and we caught the train. So sorry if you hear the train. I started this business with the mindset of we're going to fix cars. We're going to focus on what we work on. We're not going to work on, rusty old 1991 Buicks. We're going to stay to the newer side of technology, work on performance cars, luxury cars, exotic cars, because that's what I had experience in. And that's what we push for now. Every now and then you do get something in that you really didn't want to work on, but you got to pay the bills. And yeah, that's all fine and dandy because, everybody's money is green in the end. And they need your help, and they trust you with their vehicle. Whether it's a 91 Buick or a 2010 Aston Martin, these people trust you with their cars. And, that says something. And that's something that you don't take for granted. I wanted a shop that I wouldn't hesitate to send my own mother to. Alrighty, we're almost at PSK. So thanks for riding along, people. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into who I am as a person and a technician. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.